Hello, and welcome to our lunchtime series. Today, we have another special guest joining us all the way from St. Lucia. But before I introduce her, as usual, we would love to know in the chat where you are joining us from. I see we have Cheryl L from sunny St. Lucia. We have Betty Ann joining us there from Trinidad. Let us know in the chat where are you joining us from. We would love to know who's having lunch with us today. And so let me just tell you a little bit about our guest, Rena. She is a registered nurse midwife and she's committed to helping women give birth to healthy babies and their dreams. She has a personal development support mentorship program. She's an inspirational speaker and she's also the creator of the Poverty to Success Breakthrough Formula. Listen to that. Poverty to Success Breakthrough Formula. And her goal in using that formula is to motivate individuals who have a desire for the path of their lives to change. So if they wanted to, let's say, poverty situations, to get out of it and create legacy for future generations. She is speaking from her own personal disadvantaged background when she realized that in order for her to succeed in life, she had to work hard. She could not quit. And that was part of the formula for her success. And that's what she's actually using to help individuals change their lives. Rena, welcome to Lunchtime today.
Thank you, Dr. Collins. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for having me. And I'm just excited to be here this afternoon with you guys.
Yes, you
So
have.
yes, very much so.
Okay, so we have folks, Lindona joining us there from Grenada. We also have Luciana joining us from Florida. We're excited that you guys are here to listen to or just have lunch with this powerful lady who has this amazing story. And so let's first talk about, Rena, what brought you into the speaker mentorship program? What was happening with you? What brought you there?
Okay, Dr. Collins. So, like you said, I came from a disadvantaged background, and it has always been on my mind, especially when I coming from a small village, and a lot of the young girls, when I look at them, and even everything that I went through, I would see myself in them, and I had this heaviness on my heart that I wanted to be able to reach out to young women to, tell them that, especially those coming from disadvantaged backgrounds themselves, tell them that life does not end within that situation, just because you were born into a poor family, or you encountered some hardships in your life, does not mean that you cannot get out of it, does not mean that you cannot do great things. And so I always thought that, if I was a millionaire, then I would have this, open this rehabilitative center, or do something great, something to impact them positively, and of course to have them change the path of their lives.
Awesome. So the thing is, you may not have the $1 million right now, but you have a
That's right.
$1 million idea, and that $1 million
Yeah,
is I could still help them in
right.
that
And
$1 million right now. So $1 million ideas can still change the world, right?
that's right. And that's how I encountered you, because I'm always listening to something, always searching for something. And that Sabbath afternoon, we were hosting, I think it was some women's ministry program, and you were the speaker for that day. And I listened and I thought, this must be it. So I, booked this one-on-one call with you, and here we are today.
Yes. Now, in addition to that, I believe that there is one of my clients which is still my client right now in my mastermind program, but she came through the speaker program and also my book coaching program. And I believe you would have mentioned when we had a talk that you saw her in the magazine, my women's magazine, and you were inspired because you know her. So I guess you probably want to give her.
Right. Yes, definitely. So I saw Jamila Silis. Jamila is from St. Lucia. We actually went to the same secondary school. She was a year ahead of me at secondary school. And so when I saw her in the magazine and everything, I messaged her and I'm like, "Hey, Jamila, I I signed up for this thing with Dr. Collins and I saw you were there and it has really inspired me seeing you in this thing and I want to." And then she was like, "Yes, go ahead. It's a good thing. You will not regret it." And so I hopped on without, any other thoughts, without, holding back. I said, if Jamila said it's okay, if she said it's good, then it's good.
Awesome. Shout
So
out.
thank you, Jamila.
Shout out to her. She's actually here online joining us from the UK, Portsmouth in the UK. We're excited. Jamila continues to be an inspiration to you, and I'm so excited. So now
Yes.
you have a past in terms of being exposed to not having everything, and so you mentioned
Mm-hmm.
growing up in your community and just seeing young ladies. I believe you would have said some of them would just not be living up to potential.
Right.
And so now
Right.
you're seeing in your heart there is this desire, this $1 million idea. We're going to take it like that for today. $1 million idea that I need to help these young ladies. I want to see more of them rise up. So you came into the speaker program. What were you looking for when you came there?
Okay, so I was looking for an avenue
Mhm,
really to be able to reach out to these young women, to
mhm.
these young ladies. Within myself, public speaking was not my thing. I would shy away, speak in little groups and whatnot, but nothing past that.
Mhm.
And I needed something to help position me, to be able to help those women, to be able to reach out, to be able to speak up, you know,
Mhm.
and to tell them what, life was for me and how they too can, get out and live their true potential and achieve great things.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about more of the background and then we're going to get into what happened in the program itself, right? So
Okay.
give us just a quick picture of what life was like for you growing up. And then we can get into what happened to you in the program and what you're doing with young ladies now. Because you're like, okay, this was the background and I want to help them get out there. But just for the sake of our viewers, what was it like for you growing up?
Okay, so I grew up in a single parent family having 11 siblings. Now that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
And especially a single mother having to care for so many children, not having anything much, but trying her best to make ends meet and ensuring that she was able to provide for her children.
Mhm.
And for me, I took it really hard because I going to school, you are with other children, your classmates and whatnot, and then you see that they have stuff that you don't have.
Mhm.
Not that you're envying what they have and so forth, but um, as a child, you want things to be normal. You want to have a normal childhood, going
Mhm.
to school, not being laughed at. So your shoes, they're not brand name shoes. They're not the best shoes,
Mhm.
right? Um, our clothes, apart from the little that my mom could have bought for us,
Mm-hmm.
We got clothes, well, hand-me-downs, I would call them. So
Mm-hmm.
clothes from other people and so forth. So it was really tough. And even to the point when I was at secondary school, I did that subject called clothing and textiles.
Okay.
And for this subject, um, it contained a lot of practicals.
Mm-hmm.
And that, of course, would incur some cost
Mm-hmm.
to get the fabric and the materials to have your practicals done.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of confronting my mom and asking her for money to buy material, just so that I would spare her, all of those
Expensive.
unnecessary hardships, and especially where finances are concerned,
Yeah.
I would go under her mattress. She stored her old skirts there before,
Mm-hmm.
if she had not thrown them away. So I
Mm-hmm.
would use those skirts, wash them, unhem them, and iron it nicely so then I could get the cloth to have those practicals done.
Wow.
And I never bought any material. That's all I did, except for the one time when it was time for my CXC SBA, which had to
Mm-hmm.
be sent to Barbados to be graded.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only time I bought material.
Wow.
And I was very, very much elated, learning that I was the only one at my school to have gotten a grade of 1 when it came to the SBA.
Wow.
So that's, yes.
Girl, that's a
Yes.
tearjerker right there. I'm sure the ladies listening on might be like me, wanting to just like shed a little tear here, just hearing what you went
Yeah.
through. And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you did not allow your situation to dictate where you go. Because I mean,
Right.
as you were speaking, I'm visualizing you lifting up that mattress, taking up this
Mm-hmm.
skirt, because I know how people
Yes.
the clothes under the mattress. I can just see you doing that. But that showed that you were industrious. It showed that you were creative
Right.
and you were driven. You were
Mm-hmm.
not allowing your
Mm-hmm.
circumstance to determine how successful you become. That's
That's
amazing.
right.
That's
That's
amazing,
right.
really, really amazing. And so now you have this
Mm-hmm.
mindset. So I am not
Mm-hmm.
affluent. I may be considered poor because of my social
Mm-hmm.
status. But obviously, your
Right.
mindset was different.
Yes.
So what
Definitely.
drove you, for example, and imagine you got the best grade, after
Yeah.
you created a path for your success. So now we can clearly see why you have that formula, that breakthrough formula from poverty to success. You're an example of it. And so you went through all of
That's
that.
right.
You kept on pushing. What kept you going?
Okay. So from when I wrote CXC, I had already decided that I wanted to do nursing,
Mm,
right?
mm-hmm,
So nursing, that was a lot of money. I had failed English and math,
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
First time ever failing English at school. So, and these were subjects that I needed,
Yeah.
along with another science subject to actually get into nursing.
Mm-hmm,
And definitely at that time, I did not have the qualifications to get into nursing school,
mm-hmm.
but I did not give up. I
Amen.
stayed a year out of school before I actually went back.
Mm-hmm.
I washed, I cooked, even babysitted for free, all of those things that I did. But in the back of my mind, I kept telling myself, you said you want to do nursing, and that's what you will do. And
Amen.
so I pushed, I wrote my English, I passed, I wrote math. I had to write math 3 times. I passed on my third attempt,
Mm-hmm.
right? I
Mm-hmm.
passed on my third attempt. And from there, I was working in between. And so I was ready now to apply to
Mm-hmm.
nursing school. Would you believe that I was turned down on my first attempt?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and there I am. Rena, you have everything. You have your English and math. You have your science subjects and whatnot. So what is it? Why weren't you accepted? I felt discouraged, but
Mm-hmm,
I still did not give up. I continued working, and the following year I applied
mm-hmm,
again, and
mm-hmm.
I got through. I
Amen.
got through, and this was the breaking moment for me
Mm-hmm,
because now that I got into the program, I know for sure it was not going to be easy, and
mm-hmm.
I would have to pull all strings to ensure that I made it through.
Wow. Amazing. Just a beautiful journey. And I believe the ladies just who are joining us for lunch, we really want to acknowledge the fact that they are recognizing just the amazing woman that you are. So many of them are just writing
Thank you.
notes here for you. And so we're pausing to acknowledge you all because you're not having lunch with us, right? Jamila said you were her relay buddy. She handed
Yes.
the baton. I guess you guys ran together, and so now she handed it to you again, and so that's a good thing. you know,
Thank you, Jamila.
Pearl is saying, Auntie did a great job in raising you guys. Jamila is saying powerful.
That's my cousin.
Yes, Pearl, I know her. Then we have a user saying, happy to listen to your story. They are moved by your story. Betty Ann is saying, excellent. Alicia says, humble. We have Nima
Yeah.
saying, proud of you. Betty Ann is saying, women are so amazing. Rena, so are you. Talking
Thank
here
you.
about persistence and your resilience,
And
right?
resilience. That's right.
Yes, we have here John McGlaw saying, we came from humble beginnings. And
Yes. Yes.
Alicia is, I mean, the ladies are just pouring in. You are more appreciative and driven when you look at what you can accomplish with little resources. When everything is
So
handed to
true.
you, there is little gratitude. And so
So true.
I just moved by, I mean, and really it's moving, right? Really, really
Yeah.
moving at that your story. It's just amazing. And so, Rena, you're now in nursing school, you finish nursing, you are a nurse, you still have that desire in you to serve young women in your community. Because I
Definitely.
in the speaker program you were talking about just seeing it how much it hurt you, so now you're in the program, you're getting to now, you've come out, you've created that path, you went after your dreams, you're a nurse, you still have the passion, you're in the speaker program. What was it like for you being in that program, preparing yourself to be of service?
Okay. So, Dr. Collins, very, very busy woman. And of course, she would not take no for an answer. Just like one of the things I say, if you start, you have to finish.
Mhm.
And so, getting into this program with the support of you, Dr. Collins, and of course, my cohort sisters, Janita and Diane, and all the others, it's, really inspired me knowing that I can effect change, I can have a positive impact
Mhm.
on the lives of individuals. And the speaker mentorship program, what it really did for me, it helped me to get over my fears,
Mhm.
you know, especially fears of persons looking at you, the fear of you not being accepted, or what you have to say, persons not listening, and all of that. But coming into this program, it's really changed all of that. It's, made me see things from a different light,
Mhm.
especially when you spoke of when we had to do our stories. And one of the things that really stuck with me, like it's my story,
Mhm.
nobody else's, and my story is different to that of yours.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that's really inspired me, kept me going. The love seats, the check-ins, all of that. Especially being in the love seats. One day I was like, how can she call it the love seat? And then she just puts people on the spot like that. But then I realized it was meant for my own good, for our own good, to help us grow, get over our fears and what have you. I was a very shy person, you know, timid, but now I can speak to any and everyone. And so I'm very appreciative of that, Dr. Collins. You have done a great job. And I pray that you'll just continue to inspire others and bless others with the good work that you're doing.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing to see you and just to be a witness to your growth. And with regards to the love seat, I used to call it the hot seat. But I think when you have the hot seat, people get afraid
Lord.
to get up there. So when you put the love seat, I think it plays better with our psychology, right? With the mind. So no, we're getting love.
Right.
We're literally getting attention, one attention. It's all in love.
Right.
So yeah,
Yes.
I'm happy. I know you were scared in a lot of ways, but I saw how you would take that love seat even sometimes before I call on you, and sometimes when I call on you, you would take
Yes.
through stuff. So I believe the love worked, right? And so what
Once it did.
I'm excited for you, really. So you were able to now face your fears, become more confident, because
Hmm.
now you know
Definitely.
what you're serving would be something useful. You already knew that, you just didn't know how to put it all together. So
How to do
now that
it.
you've gone through that, right? What are you doing right now, and where are you at in your mind as it relates to that work that you have been called to do that you have generously answered?
Okay. So, one of the things I am actively doing right now, it has to do with my line of work,
Okay.
because I do get some teenage mothers
Mm-hmm.
come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And, it really does something to me every time I
Mm-hmm.
see them. So
Mm-hmm.
I use that opportunity to speak with them. I share with them my story as
Mm-hmm.
well, speak with them and let them know, try to encourage them and tell them that having a child in their teenage years, yes, it might not be what they wanted, but they
Mm-hmm.
should not allow that to keep them behind or prevent them from moving forward. And
Mm-hmm.
so I encourage them to go back to school. I also speak with their parents and
Mm-hmm.
encourage them to go back to school, ensure that they go back to school and continue or finish their schooling, so that they can actually, um, set the way, pave the way for the child that they have right now. So
Nice.
it's a very awesome privilege to serve them in that light. And also, I'm in the process, my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on a few things. Rise above poverty. So I deemed it Rap with Rena. Rise above poverty with Rena.
Love it.
Yes.
Yes.
So still doing some work on there,
Yeah.
but it's welcome.
Love it. I love it. Is there any reason why you're passionate about helping these teenage mothers?
Um, I believe that these young women, these young ladies, they have a lot of potential,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of potential. And most times some of them, they are very intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
but, because of bad choices, then they end up getting pregnant at a young age. I, for me, I was sexually abused as a little girl,
Mm-hmm.
right? And these are all of those things. Well, when I think back on my experience,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes to these girls, they
Mm-hmm.
some of them, they have gone through sexual abuse or abuse of any kind
Right.
as well, and sometimes they resort to so many different um, they resort to so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of, well, human nature, when
Mm-hmm.
we see a young girl getting pregnant, we might want to cast judgments and so many things.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said earlier, I often see myself through these girls, because then, had I not found Christ,
Mm-hmm.
had I not encountered Christ at the age I did, this could have probably been me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This could
Yeah.
have probably been me getting pregnant at a young age. But
Right.
God got me on time, and I am grateful for that.
Yeah,
I
that's
I accepted, sorry about that. I
yeah.
accepted Christ at a tender age when I was about 16 years old,
Mhm,
when I accepted Christ. And I have no regrets. I have no
mm.
regrets. And not just that, but also at the age of 33, even though I was way past my teenage years, I was already
Oh. Let's just pray here so that she can get back in the studio. But I'm sure some of us are just going through these, like we feel like onions right now. We're about to cry. Let's pray that Rena can come back. Such a powerful story of resilience, a powerful story of strength. We're happy that you're back. We didn't want to let you go. So talk to us. What
yes, yes. So even I was saying that even though I was not a teenager anymore, I got pregnant whilst I was in church. I was 33 years old,
mm,
right? 33 years old, got pregnant out of wedlock. And that was a really tough time for me as well. It was
mhm.
a really tough time, having to deal with church, having to deal with my family, and a lot of young persons who looked up to me because I was very much involved in church, I was very much engaged, and all of that. So that too, it's has contributed to me having this passion, and really having this heaviness on my heart when I think about these young women.
Yeah, that's amazing to see that, you came from a place where, you struggled so much to become, and at every
Mhm.
stage of your life, you're still doing the same thing. And what's admirable is that you're not giving up, because I can't
That's right.
imagine if we had to just sit to just talk about, sexual abuse, or if we had to just talk about
Hmm.
being pregnant outside of wedlock and the fact that you were so
Hmm.
involved in church, we can't begin to imagine the judgment and what was said.
Yep,
Here you are still not giving up and still wanting to show up
that's right.
to serve a disadvantaged group of young women. We want to say kudos. We're
Mhm.
celebrating you. That's admirable. It's like inspiring. It's tear jerking. I think I'm sure you're messing with us, but we're
Oh
excited to
yeah.
have a heart for young women to see them become more than the circumstances that they have been through. And so you went through that
Definitely.
program. What would you say to a woman? Right now, we're enrolling ladies for cohort 6 of the speaker mentorship program. I know your journey. I saw your growth. I'm seeing more and more of your growth. We're looking forward to wrap with Rena. I mean, when once it's out, drop it so we can just get into the room as well and get young
Right.
who need to be in the room. But what would you say to a woman who's out there with a story and then she has a message that she took a news, but she's on the fence because we still have some spots available and we're looking to fill those
I would
spots.
definitely say to
And I think we're losing you there. We lost you there
so
for a
I would
second.
definitely say, okay. So if you are watching right now, if you have this thing that this purpose, you believe that God is calling you to your true purpose, you believe that you have a message to get out there, I encourage you to sign up with Dr. Collins' program. You cannot go wrong. You will have no regrets. Okay? And the wonders that it will do for you, you cannot begin to imagine. All right? So don't hold back. Do not put it put it behind you. Do not say that you will sign up tomorrow or next year. Do it now because there are persons waiting
Mm.
to hear our story, persons that our story will impact and, of course, will help change their mindset. It will help save them. So don't hold back. Sign up with Dr. Collins. Sign up for this program. Sign up now.
Wow, you sound like you're making an altar call, but we want folks to know where
Yes.
find you. We want them to know where they can find you. So, what's your email address? How can they reach you on social media? In case you need Rena to speak at your church, speak at your organization, speak in your youth group, where can they reach you, Rena?
Mhm.
Let your email address.
So my email address is Rena Butcher dash, that's a dash, not an underscore, Rena Butcher dash 82 at hotmail.com. Okay, I'm also on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I recently started TikTok. So
All right.
I'm there. Rena
Awesome.
Butcher, you can't go wrong. You must find me.
Awesome. Listen, you're getting shares. As Sister Love says, heartwarming story. The success of every woman should be the inspiration to another. You're
Yes,
getting shared on here. We have
amen.
folks joining us from Texas, everywhere, and your inspiration is writing, asking, "Will a book be next?" Jamila is asking that question.
Jamila, Jamila. Yes, Jamila, I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking of it.
We had a convo already. That's her desire. So we're hoping and praying that all of it can just come together. So you can reach her there at Rena Butcher 82 at hotmail.com. Sister Love is asking, how can I sign up for the next cohort? Sister Love, if you could just send me a message on Facebook, we can send you some
That's
information.
right.
Rena, you are awesome. You're
Thank
just
you.
on more chairs here. You have Janelle saying, excellent, Nasrina, inspiring. It has been
Thank you, Janelle.
pleasure. I'm leaving the email address here, guys. This is how you can reach her. Check her out on social media. She's on Instagram, she's on LinkedIn, Facebook, she's on TikTok. Reach out, find her, Google her name, and stuff like that. Check out her YouTube channel. We are so excited that we were finally able to get you in the room
Finally.
for our lunchtime series, and God knew that we needed you here because your story has inspired. I am absolutely sure all of us who are listening on today. So we want to just pray continued blessings as you serve, and that God would open doors and windows of opportunity. It's because there's so many young ladies who are out there who need to hear your story, who may need to get into your programs when you have them, and when you write that book, who may need to read. So they too can move from poverty to success. There is a breakthrough process. You could teach it to them so that
Yes.
they don't stay where they are. And again, we appreciate you coming on and sharing. And viewers,
Thank you for having me.
yes, viewers, without you, the lunchtime wouldn't make any sense. We'd be speaking to ourselves, but we're happy that you joined us, whether on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, whatever medium you use. We were so excited that you were here with us, cheering Rena on and really just celebrating her success, her growth, etc. So thank you again. See you tomorrow when we close off the series for this month with our final guest who will be joining us from Barbados. So see you guys tomorrow. And Rena, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.